Good morning, everyone. It's the end of an awesome streaming week. And that means it is time for a week-ending episode of the Level 1 podcast. We've got a doozy today because this morning was an hour-long Nintendo Direct. And Nintendo had it all. They had re-releases, remasters, re-releases, DLCs for games that are out, DLCs for games that aren't even out yet. Oh, yeah, and there was a couple new games that they announced, too. Today, we will be reacting to 12 different trailers from the Nintendo Direct. I'm very excited for this because there's all kinds of interesting stuff that was tossed in there. And hey, maybe I'll be able to brush the dust off of my Switch 2 and actually play it a little bit over the next several months. So, expect that to be the big meat of the show. Of course, I'm also excited because today we're going to have another major stream of Silksong. We're going to talk about how all the current playthroughs are going and more. So sit back and relax. It's time for another episode of the Level 1 podcast.
Attention! The games are about to begin. All hail the king.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's the Level 1 podcast for Friday, September 12th, 2025. I'm DSP, and I welcome you here to the show. I hope that you're excited for a full and fun day of gameplay streaming because today we've got a full stream of Hollow Knight Silksong on deck right after this podcast ends. And then tonight, it's Friday Night Fights, Capcom versus SNK 2, with what may sadly be a last hurrah style stream. As I've been talking about in the last several weeks, the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which came out around 3 months ago now, has monstrously dwindled when it comes to the amount of players and variety. It's really hard now to find people to play, and we're going to give it one more shot tonight. Hopefully we can find players that, number one, have connections that are even playable, and number two, aren't just roll-throwing, mashing lag abusers. But it seems like that's the sad state of this game, you know? When you're not crossplay, your game is going to die if it's a fighting game, and Capcom apparently just didn't seem to care. So, I'm excited for today. I hope you are too. This is going to be a great show, all right? We are going to react to all the stuff that Nintendo laid out today. Well, most of it. There's some stuff in there that's, like, ridiculous, like Danganronpa 2. What? Gee. Near 2025, there's a few things that I'm thinking of, but the thing that trumps all of that is the release of Danganronpa 2. You know, a little late. Anyway, there is some really interesting stuff that I want to react to, all right? So today's podcast will be chock full of reacting to this Nintendo Direct. If you're down for that, you're in the right place. If you're not down for that, maybe you want to come back on Sunday because I will be doing another podcast on Sunday morning as well. Before we get to the reacting, obviously I have some housekeeping things that I would like to do, including catching everyone up on the current playthroughs to know where we are, because some things we thought we're going to finish haven't yet, and some things have wrapped up, so you know here at the end of the week what's going on and what to expect next week, because next week is actually a shortened only 4-day streaming week because I have 2 days off coming up, okay? All right. So shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Final Wish, who did a $150 super chat this morning. Also, Final Wish was on my Gears stream last night and contributed in a major way towards that stream with several super chats and gifted memberships. So thank you to Final Wish for an insanely generous starting contribution for Silksong. Remember what I said? I said, as long as people show up for Silksong and support it, I'm going to keep Silksong as part of the daytime stream rotation and keep playing it with major progress every single week. And obviously, for those of you who like Silksong, you should probably say thank you to Final Wish, because within one moment of me starting the podcast, he already said, hey, let's qualify Silksong to stay in the daytime running. And it's happened, all right? So thank you very, very much to Final Wish for single-handedly hitting the support goal this morning. And thank you all for coming by, hanging out, enjoying, engaging, and supporting all of my content here on DSPGaming. It's been a great week, great progress in all games, great fun. DSP tries it return. I reviewed games. Everything went really well. So thank you all. I can't wait to do it all again starting on Sunday. Very, very nice. Okay. All right. So what I'd like to do is recap the week. I'd like to get everyone caught up on where we are with each playthrough so you know the status, you know what we're looking for next week, because next week we may have the return of a chill stream. It should be good. All right, so let's talk. First off, good morning to everyone who's here. Good morning to Squirtle, Digbix, KT9000. We got Final Wish, of course. Thank you so very much. We've got, let's see, Jimmy John, Chris, Algan the Great. Who else do we got? The #1 Silksong fan over on Kick. Well, you're in the right place today. Mango Ice Cream Kitty, Eliza Pancakes. Who else is here? Moose Knuckle. What a name. Falapino, Captain Based Pants. Username already taken. That's a pretty good name. Very nice. So everyone, good morning and welcome to the show. Ready to chill? I hope you are. You're in the right spot if you want to see reacting, because there's going to be a whole lot of that on today's show for sure. And of course, if you stick around after the show, Silksong continuing with a good 2.5 to 3 hours of progress. That's going to be pretty fun, albeit challenging and rage-filled, right? We all know that. Gareth says, I'm happy we got the official release date for Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, October 30th. That is right. And what I'll be doing today, as I'm reacting to stuff, I'm going to be adding release dates to my calendar. And that is one that absolutely was announced. Here we go. MK Legacy Collection, October 30th. Great release. I can't wait to play it. Except, as you know, I have a Halloween marathon that I do every year on the 31st, which is actually a Friday this year, so it's perfect. So that means I'll probably be playing the Legacy Collection the entire day before, and then jumping into the fun Halloween marathon just the next day. Pretty cool stuff, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do, folks. Let's talk about everything going on this week that went down, so you know the status of every playthrough and you know what to expect next week, and then we'll get to the Nintendo Direct reacting, okay? So here we go. Let's go through each playthrough, shall we? Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is complete. I have finished the game. I basically enjoyed it, but ultimately, it really was the same game for the first 2 playthroughs, just with more modernized visuals and controls, so it was actually much easier. If you'd like to have my full thoughts about the game, I did do a standalone video about that. It was a mini review that I put on the channel a couple days ago. It is the highlighted video on the channel right now. If you just go to the main channel page, you look at that, auto-playing video, that's the video that's there, and you'll get my thoughts on it there, all right? So give it a look if you're interested, because a lot of people were wondering, hey, is it worth the amount of money that they're charging for it? Well, I directly answered that in that kind of final thoughts video. Okay? Cool. Gears of War Reloaded. Where are we? Well, we started playing the campaign last week. You guys really seemed to like it because I was playing it on hardcore difficulty. And let me tell you, on hardcore difficulty, it is no joke. You can get insta-killed at any moment. An enemy runs around the corner with a shotgun, you're dead. An enemy hits you from ridiculously far away with a random shot from a bowcaster, you're dead. a boom shot, dead. So, yeah, it's pretty darn challenging. And the AI is atrociously bad, never helps you, keeps getting down. It's pretty ridiculous. You're like a one-man army, even though you're working with a squad. Okay? So I'm enjoying myself with Gears of War, even though it's frustrating and there are parts I'm raging at. And I'm like, this game sucks. You know, you get emotional in the moment. Overall, I'm happy that I'm finally experiencing the campaign of this game because I've never played it before. We are currently in Act 5. Okay? But even though Act 5 is the final uh act of the game, okay? Sadly, it is the longest. All right, maybe not sadly. But what I'm to understand, not only was it the longest act, but someone told me last night that in this version of the game, Act 5 has more content. I guess at one point there were actually DLCs that were added to Gears of War, and they're saying that that content is present in the reloaded version, so that Act 5 is actually elongated and stretched out. So even though we thought we were going to beat it last night, we didn't. And we were going to do one more stream of it on Monday night to wrap up the Gears of War Reloaded campaign, at which time we're going to take, engage some interest and say, hey, do people still want Gears? Were you only here for the campaign run, or are you interested in seeing Gears actually become a multiplayer stream as well? I did actually play some of the multiplayer when it first came out 2 weeks ago. To mixed results. Some people liked it, some people didn't. So I say, hey, I'll give it a second shot. Especially when I was playing the competitive, people seem to like it because you only get the one spawn. So we'll see. All right, maybe we'll keep Gears in the rotation. Maybe we won't. I guess we'll find out, right? What else is going on? Well, we started seriously playing Hollow Knight Silksong, and I like it a lot. The truth is, I have always liked Metroidvanias. I like Metroid. I like Castlevania. So it would make sense that I would like Metroidvanias, right? The thing is, whenever I've tried to play them on this show or on this channel or on a stream or whatever it is, it doesn't work. People say, oh, this game is boring. There's too much backtracking. There's too much exploring and you don't know where you're going. It doesn't pay off. There's too much repetition. Oh, you die. You have to walk back to the boss. That's annoying, right? So I hear you. But at the same time, the Metroidvania genre has grown and evolved and prospered in the last 10 to 15 years in a huge way, notably indie games. Usually it's the indies that really pull it off well, while I'd say mainstream Castlevania games and Metroid games have not been prominent at all. I mean, we've had one mainstream Metroid game that plays like a Metroidvania in the last decade, Metroid Dread, right? I don't even know if there's been a new Castlevania. I haven't even heard of it, all right? So really, it's up to these other developers to make games that are filling in that gap for this genre of game. And Hollow Knight, for a very long time, was known as this is best in class. This is the absolute best Metroidvania game out there. It combines all of the elements of Castlevania and Metroid with Dark Souls-esque level difficulty, checkpoint systems, leveling, etc. So people loved Hollow Knight. I skipped it because, again, people didn't really like Metroidvanias in my content. So I said, I'm just not going to play it. But there was always this kind of like behind the scenes demand where people would say, hey, will you play it? Will you play it? Will you play it? So finally, with all of this demand, I gave in. I said, I'll play Silksong if you guys want. But then people said, no, we want Metal Gear Solid instead. So I played Metal Gear, but then immediately there was a cheer. What is going on? We wanted Silksong. Why aren't you playing Silksong? And so I tried Silksong just a few streams ago, right? Late last week. And it worked. People loved watching me play Silksong. So I committed and I said, listen, if you guys will show up, engage, and support Silksong, I will keep playing it as a daytime stream. I'll keep it as a major part of my game's rotation. I know the game is lengthy. I know that the game is incredibly challenging. But it's on you to show me that you're going to actually want to see this. I have to stream what you want. And so far, it's worked. We had a really successful stream of Silksong earlier this week. Obviously, today we have an amazing head start thanks to Final Wish. We'll see how else people pick it up and, if they like it. But yeah, so far, so good. So obviously, this motivates me to keep playing and persevering and getting better at Silksong, okay? Chronos: The New Dawn, the survival horror game from Bloober Team, came out last Friday. And I've now played it, I think, 3 streams. Very challenging. Unlike other survival horror games that have been way more modernized, that have quick checkpoints, very responsive, action-based controls, and the like, this game feels like a classic survival horror in almost every way. You're a tank. You're not fast. You're slow moving and lumbering. It's hard for you to dodge enemies or try to get out of anyone's range when they're attacking you. You have very limited inventory space and very limited ammo. So you have to pick and choose which enemies you're actually going to try to fight and which ones you may just run by or try to sneak by. It has all of those classic survival horror elements that a lot of modern horror games have skipped. Now they're back. So it really does feel like a throwback, but man, at the same time, it is unforgiving and incredibly challenging. It is difficult like heck, and you have to keep persevering after death, and a lot of the times you have to replay entire rooms. Oh, but the truth is, I am enamored with this game because its story and its horror elements are great. Like, I am fascinated. Who really is the Traveler? Why is the Traveler trying to gather these people together? What is the Ascension, right? Who is there, like an actual group of people from the future that are controlling people and sending them back in time to try to save humanity? Is it not the case? Are you trying to destroy humanity? Like, you literally don't know. And I really like the plot of this game. And to be honest, I would have played more of it right away, but you guys want more Silksong. So that's why we're doing Silksong today. But Chronos will continue on Sunday. I'm excited to keep this and balance this in the rotation, okay? So we got all that going on at the same time. Our current throwback style playthrough is Suikoden 2 HD. Now, I'll be honest with everyone, okay? I love classic JRPGs, whether they're from the SNES, Genesis, or then the PS1 era. These are games that I grew up with, that I played the heck out of, that I really enjoyed, and became a part of my whole gaming history, right? I really love JRPGs. However, they don't really work with my streaming audience. Every time that I try to play one of these throwback games, sadly, it just doesn't seem to work. People complain it's boring. They don't show up. They'll leave. They won't support. I'm like, oh man, I really want to play these games, but it's hard. It's like pulling teeth for a modern audience to get to enjoy like a classic. It's very difficult. Even when they modernize these games, like for example, Super Mario RPG that got remade, right? Now we're playing the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD collection that upscaled these games, made them widescreen, added all kinds of quality of life improvements and everything. I still really can't get people to watch. I can't. It's hard. Every time I turn on Suikoden, half the audience leaves. They'll be here for the podcast, and then we'll get half attendance when I actually start playing the game, which is kind of sad. However, I will say this, there is a crowd who do come by, who enjoy the style of game, who like the relaxing nature, because the music is great, the visuals are very old school throwback style, but it just has a certain vibe to it that I love, and there is an audience for it, okay? So, is Suikoden 2 HD doing the best? No. We've had several streams where we're not hitting goals, but there's still people showing up, engaging and supporting with the game. It's just not to the capacity of the other games that I'm playing. That's why I'm happy that I'm a variety streamer. Because can you imagine if I was someone who only focused on one game? If that were the case, I would never be able to play a game like Suikoden 2. I wouldn't. Because I'd be playing it for like 2 weeks to beat it, and I would be making no money. And it's like, well, I can't do that. It's a business. This is my livelihood. This is how I make a living and, support my family. I can't be playing a game that no one cares about for 2 weeks, right? But because I'm a variety streamer, I get to balance that with all the other things that you guys do want. And it allows me to juggle so much that we can then be successful overall, okay? So thank you to those who are still coming by and hanging out with Suikoden 2. It will continue as a playthrough for the foreseeable future, okay? Cool. Now, the only other thing that's in the mix that we haven't addressed yet, Capcom versus SNK 2. And as I stated just a few minutes ago, or at this point probably 10 minutes ago, sadly, CVS 2, as fun of a ride as it's been and as much gameplay hours as I put in, if you're not aware, I've played almost 50 hours of this game since it came out 3 months ago. And I've gotten significantly better at it. I would argue I'm better now at CVS 2 than I ever was back in the day. Because when it was a prominent tournament game, back when it was one of the big 4 games in the fighting game community, I didn't really play it that much. I was always into Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Sometimes I would play Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Sometimes I would play Super Turbo. And CVS 2 was like the one I played the absolute least of, okay? So, what's going on with CVS 2 is that we've been playing it probably about once a week, right? Usually I want to play it on a Friday night, but the problem is I haven't been able to always play it on a Friday night So because of that, it's skittering around. Sometimes it's a Wednesday night, sometimes it's a Thursday night, sometimes it's a Saturday night. And when I do that, the same crowd can't really show up every time that we play it. Typically, if I play it on a Friday night, we will get that crowd. That's a bigger crowd that will support it. But if I start playing it, say, on a random Wednesday, then half the time we don't even get half the audience. And that's disappointing. I want that fighting game audience to be able to come by and enjoy, obviously, when I'm playing fighting games, and they can't always be here if the date is moving around that I'm playing it, right? So, what's happened in the last month is, sadly, I had to stop playing the game entirely on PC. And the reason being, I literally could not find uh anyone on PC anymore. Every time I played in search, it was searching endlessly and we couldn't find anyone. Then we find one person and their connection would be awful and they'd be a lag abusing scrub. I'd be like, well, there's no point to playing on here, right? So for the last month, we've been playing exclusively just on PS5. And at first it was working, but even now, it's so hard to find players, and when I find them, they usually suck. I want to play good matches. I'm trying to rank my account up to Master and Grand Master. Currently, I'm at Ultra Diamond, so I'm one ranking before Master. But when I play, I'm playing Master, Grandmaster rankers, okay? And these players are terrible. They don't even understand the basics of fighting games. They literally have horrible internet connections on purpose. Allow me to emphasize here. These people do it on purpose. It's not like everyone's internet is still ass in 2025. That's not the case. These people purposefully make their fucking connections lag so that they can get away with things in the game that you shouldn't be able to do. In the game of CVS2, there's a move called a roll. Now, only certain grooves can use it, but it's incredibly abusable online. When you do a roll in the real game, you become invincible for a very small period of time, but then there's a recovery. Like you roll and you stop, and as you're stopping, you're now wide open, and anyone can hit you with a move or a special move or a super or whatever. Then as you come out of that roll, you can do a move, okay? So what's happening is people are abusing this roll, and they're just using it and then immediately trying to do a move that has like invincibility or a high priority move like mashing a light punch. And you should be able to interrupt it, but because you're playing online, rollback netcode is garbage. I'm sorry, it is and always has been. And it allows people who are spamming to basically get priority over someone who's doing something that's timed well. So you basically get people who are rolling and then mash throw, roll jab, roll uppercut. It's cheating. It's blatant cheating. That's not how you play the game. It doesn't work offline. It literally will only work in an online environment. Okay? So it's annoying because I'm trying to play the game at a good level and I can't when they're cheating. So I've done my best to try to overcome this, and I still have kept raising in the ranks, and I'm almost master level. But now it's gotten to the point where the only players I even find are either these roll abusing, lag abusing scrubs or King Crimson, my viewer, who is here every Friday Night Fights and who plays me, and we have great sets. But it's like, how many times do you want to see me play the same person, right? So tonight we're going to give it another go, and we're going to see how it works. Hopefully tonight I can get competition and we can find players and we can have a good time. If not, quite honestly, this is probably going to be the last hurrah for CVS2. I want to keep playing CVS2. I like it. I want a fighting game in the rotation. But man, it's rough to keep playing this game every week in, week out, and to have this lag abusing idiots who just don't know how to play the game. And, there's just no point. I'm not learning or anything. I'm just I'm getting points for beating idiots. It's like, there's no satisfaction there. You know what I mean? It's the equivalent of going to the arcade back in the day and it's just a bunch of scrubs on the cabinet. Well, I don't want to play them. They suck. What do I want to waste my time for? We'll see how it goes tonight, and that'll be our determining factor if we keep playing it or not. If not, the good news is this morning it was officially announced the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection will be releasing October 30th. So I will be playing that, and I will be trying various different games in it, including Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, Ultimate 3, and probably Trilogy. I doubt I'll play 4 because 4 is an awful game, but I'll probably mess around with the original Trilogy classics, okay? So that's coming out end of October. That definitely will give us some fighting game stuff to do for a bit, so I'm excited for that. But maybe we have been playing fighting games consistently for a while. Maybe it's time to give them a rest, right? And then come back to them, later on in the year. So there you go. So that's what's going on with our current playthroughs. Next week, it's a 4-day streaming week, okay? And so what we're going to do is early on in the week, we're going to have a major stream of Chronos: The New Dawn on Sunday, and then Sunday night's going to be the return of American Truck Simulator. And I know you may say, wait, what? I thought you gave up on that game. Well, I did, but a lot of people have yelled at me in the last week because I basically took it out of the rotation. So we're going to bring back American Truck Simulator one night only. We're going to see if it works. Okay? If it works and people like it and engage and support it again, we'll put it back in the rotation as a one night a week chill stream. But if you guys don't show up, engage, and support with it, it's over. All right? I'm not going to play it again. I liked playing it, but you guys stopped showing up for it, so that's why I stopped playing it. But then you yelled at me that I took it away, so I'm going to play it on Sunday night and see how it goes. If you like Truck Sim Chill, show up, engage, and support with that game. Okay? Cool. Monday, Hollow Knight Silk Song will have another major stream. Okay? And then Monday night, Gears of War Reloaded campaign will conclude on the hardcore difficulty. If there's extra time, we'll play some of the multiplayer and see if you guys want it. Tuesday, we're going to do a Suikoden 2 live stream. And Hollow Knight Silk Song will actually be played as a bonus night stream. I'm actually going to do a bonus stream of it, okay? And then probably Wednesday, which will be my final streaming day of the week, we'll probably do more Chronos. And then that night stream could be anything. It could be Gears multiplayer. It could be more Hollow Knight. It could be Truck Sim. It could be whatever you want. So let's play it by ear, and let's see what you want, and we'll go from there. Okay? And then I'm going to be off Thursday and Friday of next week, FYI. But then that week after, that final week of September, is a super ultra bonus week. Here's why. I'm going to be here Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 straight days of streaming. That week will include the premieres of Silent Hill F, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and will be the marathon, if you can believe it. Hold on. It'll be a marathon of the worst games ever. And man, do we have a great lineup of games for the worst games ever marathon. Just listen to this lineup that we're going to possibly dig into. Big Rigs Over the Road Racing, Bubsy 3D, The Lord of the Rings Gollum, Homefront the Revolution, E.T., yes, the original awful game from the Atari, Night Trap, Skull Island Rise of Kong, Action 52, Shaolin versus Wu-Tang Legends, and maybe even more. We've got a hell of a lot of stuff to go through on that day. So that's going to be a crazy marathon. I cannot wait for it. And I hope that all of you sounds good. It sounds good to everyone, okay? It should be good, okay? Cool. All right. Excellent stuff. All right. So before we get to reacting, let's get to some shout outs, shall we? Let's begin. Okay. So first of all, 2 new members joined. We have Mr. Bun the Juice. Thank you. Weird name, but thank you for becoming a member this morning. And then we have Snarpsta. So thanks to both of you for becoming members. Now, Mr. Bun the Juice, you became a member first, so you get up on the leaderboard. Each membership's 3, so we're up to 156 today of support. Thank you guys for that. This person tipped $1 and says, here's another $1, 48 more to go. If you twerk, I'll give you the rest all at once. Well, then you can just keep it. I don't give a shit. Thanks for $1. Okay. And then I received a $2 tip. Oh, here we go. Listen to this. The new YouTube changes have creators freaking out. They're drastically cutting the length of all their videos to stay viable profits-wise. They're saying this is the death of the video essay. Many are opting for Patreon to make money off of long videos. You see a return to shorter DSP videos, back to when you did 10-minute cuts, why or why not? Here's the thing. Let's talk about this. We talked about it yesterday, but as an addendum and an add-on to that, if this is true, and if YouTube actually now, out of nowhere, is favoring shorter videos, okay? The thing is, it doesn't really affect my content when it comes to what I do in a day, right? I'm still going to be streaming. I'm still going to be playing the same games. I'm still going to be doing the same content. The difference is literally the length of the on-demand video. Originally, my on-demand videos were only 10 minutes long. Why? Because that's all YouTube allowed back in the day. They only had 10-minute clips. They wouldn't let you do a long-form video at all. Okay? Then they upped it to like 15 minutes, so I started doing 15. Then they upped it to 30, and then an hour, and then unlimited. When they did that, I was skeptical because my business model had been built on a lot of short videos. Okay. In one day, I would pump out, let's say I would play a game for 4 hours. That means that I was pumping out 24 videos of a game in a day. A full playthrough of an average game would be like anywhere from 60 to 100 plus videos for an average game. Today, I beat most games within 20 to 30 videos because each video is an hour or more long, right? So, in regards to video length, okay, the reason that back in the day, I did not have a lot of subs, okay? You see this right here. This is my plaque for 100,000 subscribers. And that's all I ever got. I never beat the next milestone, which is 1,000,000. Okay, even today I have what, like 21,000, something like that, 220,000, 221,000, something like that. I don't know. But the reason that back in the day I was getting 10 million or more views a month, but I was only getting 100,000 subs was very simple. The amount of videos that I put out, because I was putting out so many shorter videos that was spamming people's inboxes on YouTube. If they subscribed to me, they would go to their inbox. Hey, what do my people I'm subscribed to put out today? And they would see 30 videos from DSPGaming. And then maybe in the middle of all those videos, there'd be one or two from somebody else. And they didn't like that. They're like, man, this is very annoying. I don't want to see my entire inbox be DSP. Now, I like DSP and I want to watch his videos, but I want to be able to see other content creators. So what they would do then is they would unsubscribe. And so my subscribers would come sub and immediately unsub when they saw their inboxes spammed. So I never had a high sub count. I always had a high view count. When I was very popular, like I said, I think my biggest month was something like 15 to 20 million views on YouTube. I'm not sure. I know I used to actually regularly top 10 million views a month on YouTube. Okay. That's how different things were back in the day, how popular I actually was. So because of that, because no one was subbing, all right, people kind of saw me as the guy who was popular, but not Mr. Popular. YouTube used to judge channels based on subs, okay? So I was pumping out all these videos. Now, I started to get pressure over the years to make my videos longer. And people would say, Phil, aren't you aware that YouTube has changed the algorithm? Now it's all about overall engagement. So you need to have longer videos that people are watching for a longer period of time. Then you'll hit the algorithm better. It'll benefit you and everything. So over the years, I increased the length of my videos. I went from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. And I actually did 30-minute videos for several years. Then after that, I changed it to be an hour long. And that's been kind of the spot that I've settled on for many, many years. Now my videos are an hour long. And they or a little longer sometimes, right? It depends. It really depends. And here's the truth. When I was putting out 10 to 15-minute videos, hell, even when I was putting out 30-minute videos, those videos were way more profitable to me than the current hour-long video. That's dead on, 100% truthful, being transparent with you. Why? Because when you start to play a video, an ad plays. When you end a video, an ad plays. Okay? With these long-form videos that are an hour, hour and a half long, yes, you'll get an ad at the beginning of the video. Yes, you'll get an ad at the end of the video. But what YouTube is supposed to do is lay out ads automatically throughout the length of a long video to make it the equivalent as if it were a bunch of short videos. So you're supposed to see the same amount of ads if you watch 5 10-minute videos as if you watch one 50-minute video. Now, that's in practice. However, in reality, YouTube's AI algorithms don't work. They never have. They never will. These are a bunch of fucking nerds who are pampered Ivy League rich bitches. They don't know what they're doing. And their AI formulas have never actually worked properly the way that they intend them to. So what ends up happening is, here's an hour-long video. So that means you should have an ad at the beginning, an ad at the end, and a bunch of ads in the middle. You'll get a video with one ad at the beginning, 3 more ads at the beginning, and no ads for the rest of the video. Does that sound right? No, but that's how it works. That's how YouTube works. They don't know what they're doing. Again, it's never worked. They've literally never coded this properly, and they never fixed the issue either. This has been a consistent issue. Now, every day, could I go into every single video that I have and babysit the ad placement? I could, but I don't. Other content creators do that. They'll upload videos, and before the video even goes live, they'll go in and say, I want an ad 5 minutes in. I want an ad 20 minutes in. I want an ad at the 45-minute mark, and I want an ad at the 1 hour mark. I don't do that. Okay. I just let the algorithm run. And however many ads you get, you get. If you get no ads, you get none. And that's what happens too. Sometimes the algorithm is stupid and gives no ads. Okay. So the truth is, if I were doing shorter videos, 10 to 15 minutes long, I would be getting paid more money. And I was. I actually was making way more money with shorter videos when I had that format because the ads would always play at the beginning and the end. And if you have 6 videos that are playing 2 ads each versus 1 hour long video, but for some reason YouTube only gives you 3 ads, you're making double money. You understand? So I'll just tell you this right now, if I started making shorter videos that were like 15 minutes long instead of an hour, immediately I would see a short term increase in revenue. However, herein lies the rub and the problem, okay? People don't like change. I can tell you this firsthand that every single time in my 17-year history as a YouTube creator that I've instituted some kind of a change to the format of my content, people always push back, complain, and resist. Whether that's longer videos, a new camera, going direct capture, going to live stream, doing actual scheduled chunks of content instead of just willy-nilly videos, interacting with people on a stream, doing shout outs, pop-ups for contributions, doing paid for content like on-demand content on Patreon. That's like the, private videos or whatever, doing React content. Every single time that I've done something different, I got complaints, negativity, and people are afraid. Okay? Every time I changed the format of my videos to be longer or whatever, people didn't like it. So I can tell you right now, if I were to say, all right, well, YouTube is changing. YouTube is now favoring shorter videos again. So instead of doing hour-long parts, I've decided I'm only going to do 15-minute parts. Okay? Here's what would happen. Today we'd play Silk Song. I would make probably like 8 to 12 Silk Song videos. I would upload them all, and 2 things would happen. Number 1, I would have to do an incredible amount of extra work because instead of doing 2 thumbnails, I would now have to make 12. That means each video, I would have to nail down what's going on in each video, isolate the thumbnail, make the, it takes a while. So now you're talking that I would have to basically do like an hour of extra work per stream to do 12 thumbnails to stream. That's number 1. Number 2, and I know this would happen, my views would dip because people would be like, why are you flooding your channel? You used to only do the podcast, 2 gameplay videos, 2 more gameplay videos, and the daily wrap. That was like, 7, 8 videos a day? So that was manageable. Now you're literally uploading 35 videos a day. You got 12 of Silk Song. You got 10 of your late stream, right? You've got the podcast, and you broke the podcast up into 3 parts. So now we've got like 20 videos to watch, and this is awful. You're flooding my inbox again. Now I don't want to be subscribed to you again. So I'm not really sure that it would benefit me in this day and age to make my videos shorter. To be honest, I'm not sure that it would actually work. I think that it would probably be a double-edged sword. Like immediately I might get a little bit of extra revenue for it. Okay. But then sadly, I would immediately lose viewership. Everyone would complain that I'm putting out too many videos in a day. I'd see unsubs. Like right now, my subs are consistently going up. They are. My subs are consistently going up. Now, it's insanely slow growth. It's less than 1,000 subs a month, but there are people subbing. Okay? I guarantee you, if I were to start putting out 10, 15-minute videos and flooding the channel, the subs would go down again. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess what I'll do, I'll have a wait and see attitude here. Let's actually see what's going on and if overall this is hurting me or not. Because when I'm taking a look at the channel, okay? When I'm taking a look at the channel and I look at my analytics, what it's telling me is my views are slightly down, but not by a ton. They're slightly down, okay? But it's saying my subs are up. It's saying my revenue is actually up, okay? So, I think I should just hold off on making any kind of crazy sweeping changes or whatever. I don't think that would make sense, okay? But let's see what happens, okay? Let's play it by ear. If I start seeing a distinct dip in views and attention because YouTube's algorithm now is screwing me over, then maybe I'll make a change. But the thing is, YouTube's algorithm screwed me over many years ago. Many years ago. We talked about this yesterday. I used to be prominent on YouTube. YouTube flipped the switch. None of my old videos show up anymore in the algorithm. Okay. 2 more quick shout outs, and then we're going to get to reacting to the Nintendo Direct, okay? So we have Chef Demeski, who did a $5 super chat. He says, Happy Friday, Phil. Happy Friday to you, Chef. Good to see you. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Someone tipped $1, says, there's a better Pokemon trailer for Legend ZA. It's from Japan Pokemon, but it's easy to see what it's about despite the language barrier. I don't know if links will work here. No, they don't. They don't work via PayPal tips. It's all good. Listen, I'm sold on Pokemon ZA. I'm going to get it. It's the new Pokemon game. It's the one on Switch 2. I want to play Pokemon, and I want a Switch 2 exclusive to play, so I'm playing it. I don't even need to see another trailer for it. I'm going to get it regardless, okay? All right, folks, let's do it. Let's get to it. It's time to react to a crap ton of stuff from the Nintendo Direct. Are you ready? Okay. We start off today's React-a-Thon with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We have all been waiting for concrete information about this game for the longest time. We're about to get it. Let's go. Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game, probably why it's 4K visuals, because you know this is going to be on regular Switch. Samus has a bike. Okay. Motorcycle. Look at this. Open world surface dwelling. Since when? Since when does Metroid have this? I don't think anyone was expecting this, right? I sure wasn't. Driving a bike around. This looks good. The idea that there's going to be outdoor segments is kind of interesting. You're not just within a dungeon anymore. Who the hell is that? Did you see that? There was a new character. Okay, Switch 2 edition. Of course, that's what I'll be playing. December 4th. We have a release date for Metroid Prime 4, and it actually is this year. And she's got a bike. That was surprising, to be honest. I was not expecting that at all. Ooh, what's this? Amiibos. Oh, we're getting the name of that new character. Psylux. I guess this is a new character for the game, Psylux. Friggin' Amiibos, dude. Oh, look. The bike is called the Viola. Oh, just so you guys know, those are available. You can get those early. Buy those a month early. Of course you want those, right? All right. Anyway, I am excited for that. That means there's going to be a major game in December. That's a hot new release. That's cool. I'm definitely playing that. Let's get that on the schedule. So that's December 4th. What is this? I have no idea. Let's see. I have no idea what we're about to watch. Uh-oh. Oh! Ditto has escaped. A Pokedex? It looks like a Pokedex. Ugh. A hideous child.
This land is just waiting to be shaped
It looks like Minecraft.
by a Ditto.
Or
That
Dragon
looks
Quest
like a
Builders.
human? And what's that in the grass? Oh, that's Bulbasaur, a
Hello.
grass-type Pokemon.
Wait, he talks? Bulbasaur can talk? What? Since when?
What's this? Looks like Ditto's got an idea.
Leaf it. All right, that's... Wait. That's insanely disturbing. The child's arms, we know it's Ditto, but the child's arms morph into tentacles and start doing shit. This is weird, dude. If you look away and you look back and you didn't know that was Ditto, you'd be like, what the hell is happening? This is like The Thing. You ever seen that movie? What is going on, man?
By learning this move, you can make grass grow.
And you can create creepypastas and nightmare fuel for the rest of your life.
Squirtle's water gun will keep it all healthy. As nature flourishes, so do the Pokemon.
Okay. So you get all the Pokemon's
Collect rocks
moves.
and wood to build with. Till the fields and grow delicious crops.
This is okay. 1,000,000%. This is based on games like Minecraft, Dragon Quest Builders. It's the, look, everything's blocky, cartoony, sim-style world. And it's also a chill vibe, you know what I mean? Like, it's not anything ultra serious. It's meant to be like Animal Crossing style. That's what this is, only they're finally doing it with Pokemon.
Build homes for the Pokemon you meet. There's so much to do here. No need to rush, though.
Yep.
Go at your own pace. And you'll have a wonderful space before you know it.
Pokemon Animal Crossing.
Pokemon Pokopia.
Pokopia. Yeah, I mean, I think it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? Like, Pokemon is such a bankable franchise, and now they're finally going to start copying other game franchises and just adding the IP. That's exactly what they did there, okay? So, that could be a chill game for, like, night streams fun. Remember how popular we had, you know, Animal Crossing? It went really well. Maybe that could be something that we do at some point as a chill stream when it comes out, okay? We'll have to look into that. Okay. Continuing on. We finally got a Peep Out of Fire emblem. Here we go. What's up, Queen of Hearts? Good afternoon. Good to see you. All right, here we go. What do we have here? Well, definitely the graphics have been improved.
Bold warriors, draw now upon your strength. Hold fast to the devotion in your beating hearts.
I think everything looks like a movie
Hear me
now. Movie
as
trailer.
I declare that the heroic games have begun.
They have begun! Yes!
I only want to fight so I can save my father's life.
Here we go again. Another 80-hour game.
What I seek is a great strength, an unyielding strength for any foe, sheer strength to uphold the faith I hold dear. Above all, I need the strength to lead my people. Strength enough for a queen!
Disturbing strike? Why is this disturbing?
It is imperative that I face it again. I must cull it with this blade.
There's a man I hate so much that simply killing him will not satisfy me. For that reason, I refuse to die.
Is she a bard? Songstress or a bard?
An And now warm blood is served.
Let the angst continue.
Think I'd let you deny me my feelings?
I refuse to accept defeat. Not now!
For those who stand upon the final stage, I shall grant whatever wish you may desire. So say I, the Divine Sovereign, that I vow to you.
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Out now!
Years were long, weren't they? Have you forgotten me so soon?
Out now. Oh, okay. Well, I played Fire Emblem many years ago, right? I enjoyed it, but man, it was so, it's playing again. It was so long that basically it didn't work that well as a long-term playthrough because it was just too long of a game. You know, it's hard to retain audience attention on anything that long. And these games are so effing long. So I'm interested. Like, I didn't dislike the game, but I don't know if it would work in this day and age. People are not looking for an 80-hour playthrough. You know what I mean? I don't know. Looks good. Definitely graphics have been updated, right? Same kind of drama, angsty plot line. And the combat looks sound just like it was in the last one that I played, but I don't know if that would work for me as a playthrough. I guess we'll have to wait and see. What is going on? No, guys, what is going on? It is 2025, right? It's not like 1991. It's 2025. I just want to be sure to check my pulse. I'm still alive. I'm not in the afterlife imagining things. Is this real? Or is this like it's not April Fool's, right? What's today's date? September 12th. It's not April 1st. I can't believe that this is happening. Let's go. Yeah.
Coming to Nintendo Classics.
Yeah. Come on.
Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
You'll be able to enjoy a collection of Virtual Boy games in stereoscopic 3D while playing on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
In order to play, you'll need this dedicated accessory. This recreates the form of the original Virtual Boy hardware by inserting a console to play.
Oh my God.
Both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch are supported.
Oh my God.
Play Mario's Tennis, Galactic Pinball, Tellero Boxer,
Oh
and more.
no.
The 14 classic games shown here are planned to be released over time.
Wait a minute. Did it have the rare one? Shit. Hold on.
The
Yes, Jack Brothers. That was the one. That game, Jack Brothers, is so rare that it goes for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars online. It's like an insanely rare game. In the US, no one ever had it. So to get that is like wildly ridiculous. But also, wait a minute. Virtual bowling? They changed it. That's not the real game. The real game is called Nestor's Funky Bowling, and it was based off of a character, Nestor, who was a character from the comic books they used to put in the Nintendo Power magazine. They changed the game to just be virtual bowling now, and they removed the Nestor character. What the heck? That's weird. Why'd they do that? It's not like anyone would have cared or got the reference. I don't know why they did that. Everything else looks the same. I played Wario Land. I played Tennis. And I played Mario Clash. Those are the three that they had as demos in stores. I played it at Blockbuster Video. They had it, and you could, demo it there. Nintendo had put these Virtual Boys in all Blockbuster Video rental stores so that kids could play them and see what they are, and of course then beg their parents for it. I'm being told, no, there's another bowling game called Nestor's Funky Bowling. That's not it. Oh, so that's a different game? This is not all the games, by the way, right? This is not the entire library. Someone had said it in chat. What about Waterworld? There was a game that was a tie-in to the Kevin Costner flick Waterworld. That's not here. So it's not the whole library. It's some of the library. Okay.
14 classic games shown here are planned to be released over time. Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics is scheduled to launch February 17th.
Now, hold on a second. I have so many questions, okay? Question number one, can you play those games without the Virtual Boy accessory? Like, can you just buy it and download it and play it like 2D instead of 3D? Because before you say, well, how you could do that, they just showed it. They literally, these are 2D images that you're seeing on your screen right here. See? So the game is playable in 2D. So why do you need the Virtual Boy accessory at all? Right? You could just play the game in 2D. Right? That's what I would want to do. In addition, if you're playing it with the accessory, okay? If you're playing with this, how do you capture and record your footage? Is it even possible? Because I doubt that this fucking thing has a video out. So is it not even possible? If you play Virtual Boy, you can't capture your experience and share it with anyone? Because if so, then I don't want it. Right? If I could get this and I could capture and stream it and show you guys Virtual Boy, that would be fucking hilarious. I think that would be great. A couple great streams I could get out of it. But if I can't capture it, then what's the point? So I don't know. I'm interested in it. Like, I mean, I've never owned the Virtual Boy. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. There's something else at the end we missed. Hold on.
The dedicated accessory needed to play Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics will be available in the future.
So it says available to paid Nintendo Switch Online members in the US and Canada, and I am a Nintendo Switch Online member. Okay.
A cardboard model of the accessory will also be available.
A cardboard model of the Virtual Boy. Nintendo Labo returns. No one ever suspected that, right? No one saw that one coming. A cardboard Virtual Boy is available. So if you're not a Nintendo Online subscriber, you can buy a box of cardboard to put your Switch into to play these games. But it does have a lens. It does show that there is a lens accessory, right? I guess is what they're saying. It's a lens attachment that allows you to see it in 3D. I'm very confused. I'm actually genuinely confused. Here's the thing. I'm interested. I would love to play this library of games because I never got to play them before. It's outside of a few minutes at Blockbuster Video. Like I said, that could be a really fun couple of streams of playing that stuff, right? But if I can't capture, what's the point? I guess we'll have to see. They're saying it's available February 17th. Let's put that on the calendar, and we'll have to figure this out. I would love to do it, but I don't know if it's viable. I guess we'll have to see as we get closer. They'll probably give more details, right? Okay. All right. Continuing on. This is probably the one that's going to get me a copyright issue on this podcast, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's go. Yes, play the Super Mario World music to make us feel like it's going to have something to do with that. You know it's not going to be, right? I hate that they're doing this and getting our nostalgia feels and then not actually giving us nostalgia. It pisses me off. That's it. That's literally it. So the thing is, here's my thoughts on all of this, okay? When the Super Mario movie came out, I was stoked. I was very excited for the Super Mario movie. In fact, here, let's go back to a frame of Mario sleeping. And then when it came out and I saw it, I wasn't happy. And here's why. That movie tried to be nostalgia bait, but failed miserably. Why? They tried to cram in 30 plus years of Nintendo history of Mario into one movie. Not only is it the introduction of Mario and Luigi and their family, but then they go to the Mushroom Kingdom, and then there's Bowser, and then there's Peach, but then there's Donkey Kong and his family, and then there's Mario Kart, and then there's this, and then there's that. And every time that they play a song, oh, it's a song from Super Mario Brothers 3. I love this. Oh, but it has nothing to do with Mario 3. It's only in there for nostalgia's sake. And then as you watch the movie, you realize this is like schlock. Like what they've done is they just tried to cram as much shit into one movie as possible just to get a Mario movie out. And now it's like, well, then what's the next movie going to be? Well, now we know. They're literally skipping like 17 Mario games, and they're going right to Super Mario Galaxy. Now, listen, I like Super Mario Galaxy. I actually really, really enjoy it. I played it twice, and I love that game. I actually really love its soundtrack. It's got an outstanding soundtrack, okay? But I find it bizarre that they crammed an insane amount of content into the first movie to the point where it didn't even make any sense. And now the second movie, well, we're just skipping all that history. We're going right to Galaxy. I don't know. There was a hint, if you're not aware, in the original movie, if you remember, one of the Lumas was actually imprisoned in a cage. And so that was supposed to be like a reference to this, I guess, that this was coming, and we all just didn't see it. If you had said to me, the second Super Mario movie will be Galaxy, I never would have believed you. I would have been like, no, that's like 10 movies down the line. Not that's the sequel. So I almost feel like they're going way too fast. Like for some reason, we're in a rush to get through Mario's history and to pump out these movies, and I don't understand why. I'm very confused. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I just didn't like the first movie. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. Okay? All right. Speaking of Super Mario Galaxy, here we go. Just listen to this soundtrack, man. This soundtrack is so good. So I played this on Wii U. I want to say I played it on Wii U. And then I played it on the Switch. So I've played this game twice before. And it's a great game. I love this game. Really good game. Such a good soundtrack. Very nice. Goodbye to those we met on this journey. I will cherish the memories forever. And to those we will meet in the next journey, hello. Hello. So, apparently, it's a game. They're selling it for Switch, right? The digital versions of Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 will be available on the eShop. Okay? So that is October 2nd. And an amiibo, of course. Why wouldn't there be new amiibos for you to buy for $30 each? A piece of plastic that cost them 25 cents to manufacture, and you'll pay $30 for it because you're a sucker. That's right. Just admit it. You're buying it. Okay? So, for me, I want to play Mario Galaxy 2 because I've never played it before. The only problem is, as you can see, we have kind of a problem in early October. Take a look. Directive 8020, Ghost of Yote, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 all come out on the same day. Shit. We're having a problem now. We are. Like, October is a problem. If you take a look at October's release schedule, it's a problem. There's too many games. Like, I'm going to have to skip some of these games. There's no way I can play all of them. It's just insane. Okay? Okay. Continuing on. This ultimate React-a-Thon. Here we go.
The latest entry in the Mario Tennis series is hitting the court on Nintendo Switch 2. Mario Tennis Fever. Use top spins, slices, lobs, and other familiar shots. But now you can also slide and use other fancy footwork with new defensive maneuvers. And swing into action with new equipment called Fever Rackets. Keep a rally going to build up your fever gauge. Then unleash a fever shot. Freeze the court with the Ice Racket.
That's kind of cheap,
Summon mushrooms that shrink your opponents using the Mini Mushroom Racket. Or duplicate yourself with the Shadow Racket. There are 30 Fever Rackets, each with their own abilities. Pair them with 38 playable characters, the most in series history, to find your own strategy. Let's see the game modes being served up. A talking flower provides riveting commentary.
The talking flower is back.
Aim for the top by completing different objectives in
It's got the Mortal Kombat Tower system.
Play matches with unexpected rules in Mix It Up mode.
Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool.
Even some where you'll experience wonder effects.
Oh, wow. That's
in the
cool,
online
too.
modes, choose between casual play with customizable rules in Online Room or Go for Glory in Ranked Matches. You can even gently swing your Joy-Con 2 controller like a racket for a more authentic experience.
No. Stop. Stop right there. No one wants to wiggle their arms around like an asshole. That was like 15 years ago. We're all past it. Stop with your nonsense, all right? Normal controller to play your games, Nintendo. Normal controller. Thank you.
In swing mode. Plus, after encountering monsters on a remote island, Mario and friends are transformed into babies, kicking off a series of unexpected events in
What
the
the hell is
game's
this?
adventure mode.
What?
With their tennis skills gone, the babies will need to learn how to play.
This is
And
as a
defeat
story
the
mode.
monsters to return to normal.
What is going on?
Mario Tennis Fever launches on Nintendo Switch 2 February 12th.
Cool. A story mode in Mario Tennis is completely unexpected. All right. February 12th. We got Mario Tennis returning. Sounds like a plan. Sweet. Add that to the list. All right, let's keep going. Here we go again. Oh, no, he's got a toothache.
On the island where Yoshi and his friends live,
You mean Yoshi's Island?
a talking book named Mr. E suddenly falls from the sky.
What the hell is that? Kill it. Burn it. It's an abomination. Belongs in hell. It's a demon.
It looks like the book has information within its pages about unusual creatures. But it can't actually see what's written down. So Yoshi jumps in to help investigate.
But Yoshi can't read.
First, let's study this flower-like creature. We found it right away.
Oh my God, look at this art style.
It tastes kind of sweet.
What is
You can
this
carry
art style?
this creature on your back.
This is weird, man.
Touch flower buds with it, and they'll bloom. As you wander through the book, You'll make all sorts of discoveries about the creatures you find. And those discoveries will be written down.
Yeah,
Hey,
the art
we
style.
found some dandelions.
Like I don't mind the visual style. I don't like the low frame rate. Like, why is it like purposefully low frame rate? It's kind of weird, isn't it? I get it's artistic, but it's a little weird.
Touch them and they'll scatter in the air. Oh no, that creature is stuck.
Huh.
It seems like the dandelions can absorb nutrients. Oh, they can even cause rocks to crack. Thanks to them, we were able to break the rock. It looks like there are still lots of unusual creatures residing within the book.
So it looks like, yes, it's going to be a platformer, but there's actually going to be a very heavy puzzle element to it of how to figure out how to use these creatures to solve these puzzle challenges.
A page-turning adventure awaits. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book launches on Nintendo
Spring.
Switch 2 next spring.
Looks good. Definitely that's not going to be like a huge major playthrough, but that could be something for like chill night streams. I could see that being fun, especially because it's a Switch 2 exclusive. Gives you something to play, right? All right. By the way, Most Tasteless resubbed for 13 months. Thank you, Most Tasteless, for that. I appreciate that. Usagi Jojo says, looks interesting, but will it be challenging? I feel like the challenge will be in solving the puzzles. Probably not going to be an ultra difficult game, right? What's up, Buckwell? Good evening, or good afternoon. How you doing? All right, we got a few more that I wanted to react to. Here we go. Mild fantasy violence. So stay away if you're squeamish. Here we go. We gotta dig him, son. We gotta dig him, son. Come on. Come on. You gotta dink him, dink him. We gotta dink him, dink him. Gotta dink him left. Gotta dink him right. Gotta dink him all day and every single night. Come on, we gotta dink him. Dink him, dink him. Oh, dink him. Oh. Dink him, dink him. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Dink him. So, I mean, come on. Basically, once again, it looks like Animal Crossing. I mean, that even looks like the Pokemon game we just saw, Pokopia, Pokopia, whatever the hell it's called, right? And someone actually said this is not a new Switch game. It's actually already on Steam, but this is going to get a Switch port is what this is. So, all right. I was just curious because it kind of looked like something like Animal Crossing. Okay, so no big deal there. All right. What do you mean I better play it now? Why do I have to dink them? You gotta dink them, come on. Who wants to dink them? Someone just tipped me $1 and said, please react to the Tomodachi Life trailer. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. I have absolutely no clue what you're speaking of. Wait, what's this one? Let's find out.
Here, on this small island floating in the sea, are Mii characters, each living their own carefree lives.
So this is where the Mii characters have been since they shut down all the Mii games and stuff? Wow, here they've been stuck here in this world forever.
When is the game coming out?
Let's take a look at what's happening in the Tomodachi Life Living the Dream game.
Let's do it.
You're in charge of this island. You can create Mii characters of anyone you'd like living here. Base them on a friend, a family member, or even
Or someone you absolutely hate. Then you could torture them endlessly.
yourself. Once you've chosen their personality and voice,
My name is Anne.
your Mii is good to go.
I can't wait to start living here.
The Mii characters you create will enjoy their island life however they see fit. Wonder what's up.
I'm so hungry.
Food for thought.
Lettuce. A
Yum.
super realistic
Enjoy.
lettuce.
Looks like that hit the spot. This me looks bored all by their lonesome.
I will say this, what's weird about this is this used to be a Nintendo DS game. Like the whole idea was that it was like a mobile game and you could use the stylus to like touch the stuff on the screen and stuff. I don't know how it's going to translate into like a full-on console game.
Someone needs a pick-me-up.
Leave a charcoal with a Gramby. Oh, blap.
They really hit it off, all thanks to this meetup.
Chasing each other.
This is just a small slice of the life here on the island. Stay tuned for more information in the future.
I mean, it looks like the same game. It really does. It looks the same as the original Tomodachi life.
We interrupt to bring you some breaking news.
Wow.
This just in. Following previous reports of a 2026 release date, we can now confirm that Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, launches next spring. More on this story as it develops.
Let me put it this way. That game, if you don't take it seriously at all right, and you mess around with it and you do silly stuff, it can be quite funny. Like, we could toss in celebrities, game characters, freaking lol cows. We could do all kinds of weird shit with that. That would actually be pretty entertaining, I think. But you cannot take it seriously. It's not meant to be a game where you're like being, ultra serious about it or anything. It's supposed to be a joke game. That's the idea. Okay. All right. The last react I'm going to do, and then we'll probably hang out for a few minutes to unwind before we adjourn, is going to be one that, I don't know, I think people have mixed feelings about this, okay? Here we go.
Right, that's enough for one day. Time for me to head back to the castle. And remember, not a word about this place to anyone.
That's right.
There's more to the world than this island.
Oi.
And we're going to prove it. Okay, 1, 2, 3!
Dragon Quest! Of course, this is Dragon Quest 12, finally. We're finally getting Dragon Quest 12. It took so long. It's about damn time. We've been waiting. Finally, we get to play it.
It all began with a spark of curiosity. Guided by a mysterious tablet, a group of young heroes embark on a journey to
Looks good.
reclaim a lost world.
I like the graphics.
As they venture into the unknown, they'll encounter mighty foes and a myriad of twists and trials. What awaits them beyond it all?
What's crazy is that in Japan, Dragon Quest is insano popular. Like, everything Dragon Quest sells like hotcakes in Japan, but there hasn't been a new Dragon Quest game in a zillion years. Like, what's taking them so long? Do they not like money? I guess not. Finally, it's time. The wait is over. Dragon Quest returns with Dragon Quest 12. 7? 7? No. Supposed to say 12. They got it wrong. Dragon Quest 12. Of course. Not 7 reimagined. 12. Damn it. Come on. Well, this, I don't remember if I played 7. I was playing all the ones that they were redoing on Game Boy Advance and DS, and I don't remember if I've played 7 or not. But this looks great. those redone graphics and everything look really good, and I love Dragon Quest. I would be down for this. But again, this would be a playthrough that's going to be like my current Suikoden 2 playthrough, where how many people are going to come around for it? I want to play it, though. Okay?
Quest 7 Reimagined.
That's the spirit. Look out, world. Here we come.
February 5th. Well, I'm adding that to the list. Now we have a ridiculous amount of games coming out in February for some reason. Okay. All right. Well, folks, that was a lot, right? Look at my hair. Dude, I wet it down twice and it's still sticking up. I give up. Like, what am I supposed to do about my hair that it doesn't stick up at this point? This is absolutely ridiculous. Look how bad it looks. Look at it. Anyway. All right. So that was a crazy amount to react to, was it not? So there's some good stuff and bad stuff in there. All right. To be honest, I say, like, what am I really stoked for what we just looked at? I would say, out of what we just saw, okay, I would say I'm actually excited to play Super Mario Galaxy 2, because that's one I've always wanted to play, and I never had opportunity to play it because it was never on a console that it was, like, available to me. So I want to play that. I just don't know how on earth I'm going to play it in October with all the other releases. So it might have to be one that waits for later. I am excited for Metroid Prime 4 in December. I think that's going to be a great game. I'm pumped for that. I'm excited for Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined because, again, I don't remember if I ever played it. I might have, but I don't remember it. And to have it with modernized graphics and on the Switch would be really good. So that I actually am excited for. Mario Tennis Fever with a story mode. Like, if it was just Mario Tennis, I'd be like, it's not a big deal. But having a story mode kind of changes things. You know what I'm saying? That could be pretty cool. And then we've got Virtual Boy Classics, which is a big question mark. I would love to get that and play it for you guys. I would love to play Wario and all those games. I'm not saying that I would do full playthroughs of them, but just to go back in time and experience this kind of time capsule style stuff, playing the Virtual Boy games, I think would be some neat streams. But the problem with that is, can you play them without the accessory? Can you capture them at all? I don't know. I wish that we had that answer. Okay. And then, what was the other one? Oh, some of those that don't have dates, like the Yoshi game intrigues me. I wish it had a date, but it doesn't. Tomodachi Life intrigues me. That could be a series like Tomodachi Life. My idea is that we're going to do like a lolcow island. They're going to have like every lolcow is going to be on the island living with me, and we'll all have an insane life together doing stupid shit. I think that would be pretty funny, don't you? And then maybe throw in throwing game characters and stuff on the island too, just to be stupid. All right? I think that'd be pretty funny. So that would be what it would be. You know, you have Boogie, you have Wings, you have fucking LTG on there. It'd be great. And then the game characters like tormenting them. That'd be fun. And then we could do that on as late night chill streams and stuff like that, you know? And then we could say people get kicked off the island. You got kicked off. Sorry, you can't be on the island, and you get kicked off, but don't bring them back later. That would be fun. That would be a cool ongoing thing. Okay. So we just saw all of that, right? So overall, I'll say, I don't think that was a horrible Nintendo Direct at all. And I think that some new stuff was announced that's kind of interesting. Okay. However, what I will say is there's one glaring omission. It's Mario's 40th anniversary, and there's no actual new Mario game. Yeah, you could argue Mario Tennis, but it's not a mainstream Mario game. So there really isn't going to be a new Mario. May not be. There may not be at all. Maybe that's what Donkey Kong Bonanza was. And for the record, Donkey Kong Bonanza already has paid DLC. I'm not kidding. The game came out 2 months ago. The game was insanely underwhelming, ridiculously repetitive, not enough original content. Oh, we're going to charge you for paid DLCs now. What are you talking about? The game just came out. Why is there paid DLC? Also, we didn't watch this. Pokemon already announced paid DLC before Legends ZA even came out. There's already DLC for it, but it's not out yet. So I hate to say it, But yeah, Nintendo going the nickel and dime route with their customers, really milking it. You notice that a lot of those had tie-ins with amiibos. Oh, buy the amiibo. How much is the amiibo? $30 each. So buy Metroid Prime 4 for however much it's going to be, 70, 80 bucks, and then buy all 3 amiibos for $30 each. So spend like $400 on this franchise. Like, what? Like, what is going on? So I don't know. I liked a lot of that though. But that makes it at least promising that in the next year, there's going to be a good amount of content for the Switch too, so it won't just collect dust. I hope. I guess we'll see. I got a dollar tip. I love Dragon Quest 7. I want to warn you, it's as long as 11, maybe even longer. It's a very good game. Even if you don't play the whole game, I highly recommend it. Yeah, I don't remember if I played it or not. Like I said, I remember that I played I want to say I played 4, 5, and 6 on either Game Boy Advance or the DS or both. I can't remember which they were all on. I don't remember if I played 7. But I do love Dragon Quest. I do. So I think those would be awesome playthroughs. Seriously, like I would actually really like to play that game. But again, when I'm playing a game like Suikoden 2 HD, and it is definitely my slowest playthrough right now, low attendance and support, I don't know how I'm going to be playing Dragon Quest, honestly. I hope I can. I want to play it, but I don't know if it's going to work. Okay? On the PS1, Dragon Quest 7 was 100 hours. It was 60 hours on the 3DS. Looks like it's going to be streamlined even more. Gotcha. So each version, they're streamlining it. All right, so guys, since we spent the vast majority of the podcast reacting, if anyone has anything they want to ask me about or talk about right now, tag me in the chat, and we'll get it out of the way. We do have to adjourn so I can take my break, and then we're going to jump into Silk Song for a major stream, okay? Grandmaster Scrub says, I want to see what you think of the new Donkey Kong DLC or Mario Wonder Switch 2 DLC. Yeah, but I don't care about the DLCs. I'm not going to play them. I'm not interested in them, Gary says, what's your thoughts on the Fatal Frame 2 remake? I didn't watch it because, quite frankly, I'm not interested in Fatal Frame 2. I've tried the franchise, and it never worked on this channel. People found it boring, so I don't really care. Squirtle likes the Street Fighter shirt. Thank you. Keep in mind, I used to wear these shirts all the time. It was just back in the day before I had HD quality camera. So now you can actually see my shirts. They look nice, right? Like, this shirt looks really good on camera, but it didn't used to look good because my camera was shit. Buy some cut water for Truck Sim. What is cut water? I don't know what that is. Do I know Mad TV? No, I don't. Mad TV was streaming last night on Kick, and someone said, hey, would you send your viewers over there to host him to help him out? Because he's playing Gears, so I sent them over. Mad TV's in the chat. Oh, what's up? He said, what was your first experience with Gears of War? So back in the day, when Gears of War 1 came out, I was just starting to get back into console gaming. I had been heavily into competitive Street Fighter for like a decade, and I was like, all I was playing. And then someone who was in the Street Fighter community cued me in. They're like, hey, this Gears game is pretty darn good. You want to check it out? So I got it, and I'd actually never played the campaign. I played the campaign for like maybe a half an hour, but I went online, and I got addicted to the online. I played the online for a good amount. The competitive mode, the one where when you die, you have to respawn on the next wave. That was the one that I played the most of. But that was my first experience playing with a few people from the Street Fighter community, and then I kind of got into it for a while. Then I stopped playing it for a long time, and then my first actual major exposure to it was when Gears 2 came out. I was a very early YouTuber. We're talking like, what was that, 16, 17 years ago? So it was one of my earlier playthroughs. I did a full playthrough of the Gears 2 campaign for my original channel. I think it was Darkside Phil, before I was even on this channel. So that's like an ancient playthrough from back in the day. And then since then, I pretty much have covered every Gears game that's come out. I usually don't play them for too long, though. I like them. I like the multiplayer, but I never got heavily into it to the point where I'm like great at it or anything. Neo Berlin trailer looks like someone's inspired by Deus Ex. Well, we're not going to do any more reacting today, but okay, maybe I'll look into that. No, I'll probably never do a cooking stream. I agree. The original Gears trilogy were very fun games. I wish that they would get back to that because I think the modern Gears are not as good. And let's be honest, they're dragging their feet with them. When's the next one coming out? Right? When is E-Day coming out? We heard about it like 2 years ago, and there's like not a peep out of the coalition. Garrett says, what improvements do you hope Tormented Souls 2 will have? I don't know, because I would say I liked Tormented Souls 2, even though there were some very difficult parts. Like, the point was to feel like a throwback survival horror game. if they improve it, it might make it not feel like a classic survival horror game, right? So I don't know. The thing is, this time around, I'll be playing it on PC, so I'll probably have the best graphics and everything, so I'm not so sure. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it. Buy a trucker hat for American Truck Sim. My background removal tool doesn't work with hats. At least it didn't. Maybe it does now, because remember, now they've updated it, and it's supposed to have the chair removal, but I can't use it until Stream Deck updates their plugins. When Stream Deck updates their plugins, I can update my OBS, and then we can test out the new background removal and see if it's better. Right now, I can't use hats because the background removal tool removes the hat. Then it looks terrible. Cutwater is an alcoholic drink. What kind? Is it like a seltzer or something? Did I like Gears of War Horde mode when they added it? I did. I thought that Horde mode was a great addition. It was very addictive and fun. I did enjoy it. Green Heart says, I wonder if the reason we're not getting a new Mario game has something to do with Mario movies jumping through history as quick as possible. I don't know. You would think that with the Mario Brothers movie, they would go right to have a new game, tie it in, but they're not doing that for some reason. Yeah, Gears of War, ever since Gears of War got sold, and you had 4 and 5, they're just not, it's not prominent anymore, right? Like, it comes out and Microsoft will hype it like it's going to be some big deal. And it seems like it just like goes away so fast that it doesn't have, keep in mind, Gears of War used to be an insanely huge franchise. Like Halo was a huge franchise. And then what happened is the original studios moved on, sold them off, and now they're just not that big anymore. All right, folks. Well, great show. I hope that you enjoyed the podcast. I sure did. I think that was a great time. Reacted to all the Nintendo stuff. We now have some good ideas about new Nintendo stuff that's coming out in the next year. I am stoked. I'm actually very happy about Metroid Prime finally having a freaking release date. Thankfully, we finally know it's coming out. And yeah, all right. So thank you all. By the way, there will be a podcast this coming Sunday. I'm not here tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off, but I'll be back on Sunday with a show. And I hope that you guys will join me on Sunday if you can make it. I'll get you all caught up on my day off and everything, all right? All right, well, guys, thank you so much. Great show today. Thank you so very much for everything. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day on Saturday. I will see you all early Sunday morning for another fun, abridged, but still fun week. Peace out, and I will see you then.